Hi everyone, thanks for tuning in to Bluegrass Home Garden TV. Joe is with us once again with House by JSD, and we're talking about just really taking the Americana season, which is, for me, everything right around Memorial Day through Labor Day, and just different ways you kind of up the ante, celebrate the season, whatever. But last time, we talked about these wonderful pop-in planters.
Right.
You showed us how easy that was to make, that we could take that same principle, use it for any season, and the simplicity of a boxwood with just a really nice bow, or one of these fantastic sashes. So
love it. Love it.
I know you know, we're at Dwayne's house right now.
Right.
He's very fortunate to have this very expansive front porch. I mean, he's got a little dining area over here. He's got his, porch swing and rocking chairs. It couldn't get much more inviting, right
Absolutely,
here.
Absolutely. And the nicest thing about this too is that and if you switch things probably as much as Dwayne and I do, it's nice to have like I said, the simplicity and the removable containers, and as well as just little places that we can touch, that we can bring the entire concept all together.
Yeah, and not everybody has this space, so you might have a space like this on your back patio, or you might have an entryway and then have to take some of the things we're talking about and just apply them to the back porch. But still, you're going to have that theme, whether you're in the front or the back. You're going to have that consistency, and we're going to talk you through some of those ideas here in just a few minutes when we return. Well, Jimmy, the Skinny McKinney, is with us once again.
I don't know how many more years I'll be able to say that, right?
I don't think anybody in our viewing audience is really worried about that. I don't. But we are back at a job that we showcased a little while back, just a few weeks ago.
Master bathroom that we were working on. So you'll see, we'll show some of the footage, the before pictures, and then where we were at several weeks ago when we were here. And now we're at the final stages. You'll see the infamous blue tape that's on the wall, which outlines actually where grab bars and rope hooks and things like that are going to go, that we're doing. So yeah, we're at the tail end, probably just a couple days away, week or so. And then we'll, of course, we talked about this, I think, the last time with glass. So now that all the tile work got done, then they can template for the glass.
Right.
And then that, of course, can run. We've had it from 3 weeks to 8 weeks to 9 weeks. So it's usually the last thing you're waiting on. You're like, can't I just enjoy my bathroom? It's done, and we've been gone for a while, and then get away on the glass.
Yeah, and then one of the things I love is these air conditioning vents.
Yes, those are recent that have come out, and they're more that modern look, and just not so intrusive into a room. Right?
Yeah, and then I also love the fact that they have built in the laundry.
Yes.
Who wants a hamper out, right? Like kind of an eyesore a little bit sometimes.
Right behind Dean there, we got 3 hampers. He'll show you here in the footage that pull out and kind of hides all your laundry, because a lot of people, you can have space for one, but this was big enough space. We designed it in a way that they got 3 hampers.
Great.
And
lights, darks, and towels.
Yes. Because I wear a lot of clothes. My wife, we might have 3 baskets ourselves.
Yeah, I'm a little envious. Not even gonna lie, because mine's just either always in the floor because the boys refuse to put stuff in the hampers, or they're overwhelming.
I remember growing up as a kid, we had one in our bathroom, a little laundry chute. Just throw it in there.
Yeah,
nice.
I kind of miss those days. Those were pretty fun. I had an aunt that had those, and I love that. But so just a few days over, being finished.
And then here you can actually see the finished, the curbless going in, and you've got a handheld back here for the bench seat. You've got a little tuck-in space back here for some recessed shelf too.
Okay.
You put your shampoo bottles and the stuff that you don't want people to see.
Right, because you don't want it all. Yeah. I mean, you take the time and the money and put into a space that's beautiful. You don't just want bottles everywhere, right? Or at least that's my mentality. I'm like, it's too pretty. It doesn't need to be all messed up by all that stuff.
Speaking of pretty, it is wonderful outside today.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it is.
But we're inside, so thanks for coming inside with us.
And now's the time to call.
So to go through the design process, selection. So we come in, we measure, we draw the space, then we go shopping, pick out all the products. We have a trade walk. So that develops over a 2-3 month process. Probably bathrooms I average about 2 months, and then to get it into production, then you got to order cabinets and all those things. So it's usually from the time we meet till we're in your house actually working. Could be a 3, 4, 5, 6 month process.
But you want it done right. I mean,
yeah, so you
don't
take
wanna
your
rush
time,
it.
get all the decisions made, budgets kept track of the whole way through that, the scheduling, all that stuff. So go through that, get it done, and then, 2 months after you start, you got a bathroom.
Yeah, it's just all the work leading up to the actual job itself.
Yeah, sometimes that takes more than the actual work on site.
All right, how can they get a hold of you?
Call the office, 859-225-0162. Go online, jrcsi.com.
Past 2 hours.
Watch WKYT News live and on demand, totally free with no subscription. Local news, first alert weather, and original investigations. Stream WKYT for free now. We've all seen it. A social media post or video where your first thought is that true? Unfortunately, misinformation comes in many forms, but there are tools to help you spot those red flags. That's why WKYT and our corporate company, Gray Television Group, are teaming up with MediaWise, a literary initiative for the nonprofit Pointer Institute. Learn how to navigate through the social media noise and identify factual information. Scan the QR code now to find out more and sign up for daily text messages to become MediaWise. At home or on the go, stay informed with the WKYT News app. A must-have with push alerts for breaking news and weather. Plus, watch WKYT News live wherever you are. Download the WKYT News app today.
How stinking cute is this little, we're going to call this a big moment, right? Dwayne likes to talk about little moments, but this is a big moment outside.
Absolutely. I love this, making it a real nice little entry, very inviting table, very simple, honestly. Some of this just nice blue and white just mixed all together, as well as how cute is this little napkin with this little initial on there. I mean, I just love that little touch, and I love how all this just blue and white will mix in nicely with all of Dwayne's blue and white pottery. So I just think it all works very, very well. Anything you have doesn't matter. I think as long as you put your patterns together, it all works nicely together.
I love this. I was looking over here, we got Happy 4th of July, but back here we've got Shake Your Sparkler.
Right, like that. Is that not just sweet? And these are also towels. Use these little towels instead of placemats, and we do have several of these, but that I think turns out really, really a nice little accent to the table.
Yeah, and of course I just love this.
And I like to take flowers. They don't necessarily always have to be the same as what we have at the entrance, but if you have the colors, anything red, white, and blue, I think all goes and lends itself to what you're doing.
Now, Joe, I will be honest though. I'm like, these are glass.
Yes, they are. And a lot of times, if it's a small group, I don't mind using it. But a lot of times, if it's a bigger group or I have a bigger set table, I might tend to lean more toward the melamine.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll be back here in just a few. Stay tuned.
Hi, Richard Weber here at Springhouse Gardens, and today we're talking about easy perennials that can take you all around the world. These are irises. And you can pick an iris from any part of the world or just stay closer to home. We've got a great selection of native iris, Japanese iris, German iris. So I was just going to give you a little bit of idea about where you might be able to use these and how you can have lots of different colors and types of not only the blooms but the foliage, which for me, planting an iris is as much about the foliage as the flowers. And this is one of our favorite new native selections of blue flag iris. This is called Purple Flames. And look at the color of that new foliage. It comes up with dark purple foliage early in the spring. This is one that would look great at the side of your rain garden or a wet area. So it's a beautiful foliage plant, but then you get these beautiful blue flowers on it as well. So look for Purple Flames iris. One of our favorite natives is this little dwarf crested iris. This is Iris cristata. It's a woodland iris, which you don't think about irises being able to grow in the shade as well as the sun, but this is one that likes under the dappled shade of deciduous trees. That's why you can find it on many of your woodland hikes. So look for Iris cristata. It's a beautiful flower and doesn't get any taller than about 6 inches. We've also got another native that's called a Louisiana iris. And these are native down to the coast of Louisiana, but they do great here in Kentucky. They love their feet being wet. So if you've got clay soils, come and look at some of the Louisiana irises, and you can actually plant these or sink these pots in water, in shallow water. But we've got lots of other irises that maybe you might look for. The variegated Japanese iris. Here's one going to another part of the world. These are Siberian irises. I like to use this one where you might like that grassy look, but you really want a pretty flower as well. Probably the most favorite one is Caesar's Brother, which is that dark purple. But these will get up about 1.5 feet, make really nice clumps. Foliage stays beautiful all season long. But I want to end this segment on one that would take you to Germany. These are also called German iris or bearded iris. And these are the old-fashioned iris that like it sunny and dry, so completely different than a lot of the ones we're talking about. But if you're going to add a German iris to your garden, look for what are called the rebloomers. And all of the German iris or the bearded iris that we sell are actually rebloomers. So you're going to get these beautiful big flowers that have what looks like little beards on their flowers. I mean, some of these flowers are going to be as big as your hand. But these will also bloom again in the fall. So August, September, you'll get sporadic blooms, not as many as you get in the spring. But look for these, they're absolutely beautiful. When they finish blooming in the spring, you cut the stalks off, leave the foliage, and then watch for the stalks of flowers to come back in the late summer and the fall. So look for reblooming German iris. Or if you feel like going somewhere else in the world besides Germany, we've got you covered. So come and see us here at Springhouse Gardens. Plant an iris or 2 or 3. No matter whatever soil conditions you have, you can find one for those conditions. We're at springhousegardens.com. Look us up on Facebook or Instagram. Until next time.
What does it mean to be a Kentuckian? We work hard, do the right thing, and above all, strive to create a commonwealth of kindness. Share your inspiring and heartwarming stories of hope at WKYT.com. Better mornings start here with Victor, Kristen, Jim, Mariah, Destiny, and India.
We are glad you're here with us this morning.
The biggest morning team with the most local news. WKYT Mornings.
Past 2 hours.
Watch WKYT News live and on demand, totally free with no subscription. Local news, first alert weather, and original investigations. Stream WKYT for free now. We've all seen it. A social media post or video where your first thought is that true? Unfortunately, misinformation comes in many forms, but there are tools to help you spot those red flags. That's why WKYT and our corporate company, Gray Television Group, are teaming up with MediaWise, a literary initiative for the nonprofit Pointer Institute. Learn how to navigate through the social media noise and identify factual information. Scan the QR code now to find out more and sign up for daily text messages to become MediaWise. At home or on the go, stay informed with the WKYT News app. A must-have with push alerts for breaking news and weather. Plus, watch WKYT News live wherever you are. Download the WKYT News app today.
All right, well, we are just still sitting here relaxing, enjoying this cute little table all decorated up. But Joe,
seriously, look how cute these pillows are. I mean, they're lovely. And one of the things that I like to have like a nice little bucket or basket of pillows or something, put them on your back, little lumbar pillows
so cute.
Are real sweet. But like I said, it's just all part of what I like to do, and just mix. Don't be afraid. Mix if you have the red, white, and blue, or as much or as little. Put it together. Don't be afraid.
Yeah. Now here's my question. How do you keep these from just not getting destroyed outside?
Well, I keep them in a drier area.
Okay.
Like if I have them out like right now, they wouldn't get wet, but I try to keep them in a dry area.
Okay.
Just don't expose them to right up front of the elements. And likely if I had a chair right here, more than likely would get some moisture or wet. And what I do is just I keep the pillow over off to the side till I get ready to come out here and sit and entertain a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, like, they haven't been that type of pillow, but I've noticed even just on the front porch, you know, just things get on, and then I'm like, oh, how do I clean them? How do I store them till next year? That doesn't maybe exasperate the problem, because if there is a little bit of moisture in those when you put them up, you could then bring them out and have mold. So do you recommend maybe throwing them in the dryer at like a high temperature to maybe get all that moisture out?
That's probably not a bad idea.
There you go.
You know, and on delicate, of course.
Yeah.
On delicate, because you don't want to lose the form or anything. But these pillows tend to do real well. But that's a good idea. I would put them in the dryer just on delicate for a little bit.
Yeah, I may have had that issue in the past. And you bring them out from the container the next season, you're like, well, wasn't expecting mold to be part of the equation, but here we are. So, all right, we'll be back. Yeah, we'll be back here in just a few minutes. Y'all stay tuned. Jimmy, the Skinny McKinney, is with us once again of J&R Construction, back at this project we showed you a few weeks ago. So it's time for a
It is.
check-in.
And we had to start outside. It's just a beautiful day.
Yes.
And I don't know. I mean, we didn't call each other before this, right? Other than your toes match my shirt. No, great master bathroom, bedroom remodel, and for great clients. We're going to take you back in. You'll see, we'll roll the footage of what the before and what we videoed last time we were here, and kind of excited to see where it's at today.
I'm excited. Let's go.
Sorry.
Now, you worked on some stuff downstairs too, right?
Yeah, so there was the laundry room and stuff that we did downstairs, and as you see, we have everything protected as we come up through the space, because you don't want your tape measure running into the handrail, and then you have to redo the handrail and stuff. So
yeah, that's bad.
yeah,
Wait a minute, that was not there before.
That's pretty cool, isn't it? So can you, the bed's going there, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, now it makes sense. That's really cool.
Yeah.
I know last time you all were working on the floors and everything.
Got all the floors together and got the baseboards in. At the final stages, paint touch-ups and things. When you're dealing with an existing house and years of, we didn't replace all this drywall, so we're touching up all the spots and stuff.
All right, well, the whole reason we came up here.
Yeah, let's go look at the bathroom.
Oh. I do love this.
Yeah.
Very mermaid.
Mermaid, yeah.
I know, love. Last time, I don't think the countertops were in here, or the cabinets.
Cabinets weren't in, countertops weren't in. We still had to do a little bit of, we've had to do some drywall, some electrical touch-ups and things, and but yeah, kind of a natural look for the cabinets.
Yeah.
And then the countertops actually just got put in today. So.
Oh, nice. So about how long is this space got left to be finished up?
This space has probably got about another 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, now you were telling me though, directly behind us.
Now I've got to see this closet.
We'll get a cutaway and everything, but wow.
Yeah, it's neat. Really great use of space and the design, and how things can be up really high and how you can just bring them right down to you.
I know.
Some
It's going to give everybody closet envy. Yeah, so just beware. But all right, so, I mean, you've got a lot of different things you've been doing in this project. So do you think the entire project will be done in 3 weeks, or just mainly this space?
The entire thing should be done in about 3 weeks. Yeah.
Nice. All right. Well, again, it's a great time to give them a call, because it takes several months to kind of go through that whole process of designing and everything, getting everything just fine-tuned. So when you do start the actual construction,
like we
you're
talked
good to
about before, it can take 3 to 4 to 5 months of design planning before we're actually in the house working, and then you got several months of a project. It's not unusual to have that design planning time take longer than the actual construction.
All right. How can they get a hold of you?
Call the office, 859-225-0162, or go online to jrcsi.com.
We've all seen it. A social media post or video where your first thought is that true? Unfortunately, misinformation comes in many forms, but there are tools to help you spot those red flags. That's why WKYT and our corporate company, Gray Television Group, are teaming up with MediaWise, a literary initiative for the nonprofit Pointer Institute. Learn how to navigate through the social media noise and identify factual information. Scan the QR code now to find out more and sign up for daily text messages to become MediaWise. Better mornings start here.
Now at 6 on WKYT Mornings.
Helping you plan with what's happening now and what's next.
We do have breaking news out of Lexington this morning.
Wake up with WKYT Mornings with Victor, Kristen, Jim, Mariah, Destiny, and India. The biggest morning team with the most local news in more places.
And we're here with more local news on the CW Lexington.
With first alert weather and traffic.
I'm going to keep an eye on this slow spot here.
WKYT Mornings. Everyday Kentucky. Weekdays at 9 a.m. on WKYT.
We have moved over to this side of the front porch area, and this is so cute because I feel like I'm in its own little room over here, Joe.
Yes, he's created a nice little seating area here and a nice little soft spot here to on the blue and white to set your little drink or your little appetizer or whatever, but it sure feels cozy out here.
Yeah, and most people tend to use, you know, a rocking chair facing out. I love the fact that he's, you know, use this almost as a barrier to kind of isolate this off into its own little space.
It absolutely made its own little seating area, conversation piece, and I was just even thinking just to add a little bit more, sometimes it's great to add one of those little smokeless little fire pits right here that would finish it with a nice little throw on there that sure to make me want to stay out here all night.
Yeah, so you said a space like this, because a lot of people have rocking chairs or front porch swings. Lots of pillows, but I think the sweetest touch is the throws, because that's a little unexpected.
Correct. I just think it just makes it makes it feel, gives you a lot of warmth and coziness to it. And
a reason to come out.
Exactly.
And enjoy the space.
Exactly.
Right. And then of course we've got our big American flag. That's fantastic. Now I do know you're going to take us to the back porch, and we're going to show another example of how you can kind of do that. A similar look out there.
Right. How you can bring a little bit of this Americana to your almost any space, really.
All right. Stay tuned.
Hi, Richard Weber here at Springhouse Gardens, and we're talking about another easy to grow perennial that is an old-fashioned favorite as well. We're talking about peonies. And in the springtime, there's probably nothing prettier than a beautiful bouquet or even a single stem of gorgeous peonies. And they come in all different colors. And they're so easy in the garden as long as you give them a few necessary ingredients. Full sun, well-drained soil, and a pretty rich soil as well. Most peonies will do very, very well as long as you provide those things. And there's one other little caveat that you need to know. You don't plant them too deep. If your peonies are not blooming, they've probably been planted too deep or they're in too much shade. So lots of sun and watch the planting depth. Peonies have a root zone that has little, and especially in the winter to early spring, you can look down in the roots and you'll see these little red buds. Those are called eyes, just kind of like the eyes on a potato. Those shouldn't be any deeper than about 1.5 inches. So watch the depth that you get them in their pots, or if you've recently done some division, which is fairly easy to divide peonies if you do it during August, which is when the plant is starting to naturally slow down. So if you're trying to increase your number of peonies, or your mom or grandma or sister or somebody has a peony that you've always admired, it's safe to dig and divide those, but make sure you don't plant them any deeper than where they came out of the ground. And if they haven't been blooming, dig them up and raise them up in August. Okay, so one of the things to look for, there's 3 basic types of peonies. The old-fashioned type, which are ones like this, that typically have the flowers that open up and fall over, those are called herbaceous peonies. So as soon as we have a freeze in the fall, they're going to die back completely to the ground. There's another type that actually are called tree peonies. They're very expensive, very hard to find, and in my opinion, not worth the extra money, because they just look kind of gangly. Yeah, they're pretty, okay, whatever, but I don't really like tree peonies that much. There's a new type that's come out since the late 1950s and in the 60s, which is a cross between those two. So those are called Ito, or some people say Ito. It's I-T-O-H. Look for Ito peonies. We have lots of them, and they're somewhere in the price gambit of affordable and kind of expensive, but they are definitely worth it. Even though they die back every year, the foliage is nicer, and you're going to have tons and tons of flowers, and big flowers in lots of different colors like yellow, coral, all sorts of different colors. So look for Ito peonies, be ready to pay a little bit more for them. And in the meantime, Amber is eyeing this one, and basically on a peony, cut the stem however long you need it and strip off the old foliage so that when you put that down in the water, it's not making your water ugly. And you can pick those and put them in a vase, mix them with other things or just a single stem. So this is going to amber. In the meantime, if you're looking for peonies, we've got a great selection. We always have to have a few all the way through the summer, but it's more fun seeing them when they're blooming. So come out and see us at Springhouse Gardens 185 West Catnip Hill Road in Nicholasville. Find us on Instagram and Facebook. Until next time.
Well, we are almost out of time, but we wanted to jump to the back porch and kind of show you how this looks. Different type of furniture, different color, but still works just as well, Joe.
I love it. Yes, it's after you finish with your little greeting out front, you can bring your guests out back here and enjoy some of the pretty pillows out here. Nice little seating area here. Again, with the Americana, this can be switch the pillows out and make it seasonally, but it's a great little space to enjoy and just bring from one section to the other.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of these as well on the front. So it seems like this could, whether it's blue and white or just a solid color or whatever, it seems like these are very functional in regards to the space as well.
I like it. You place a little candle on here. You can place a little beverage on here, a little snack or whatever. They're just nice and comfortable and so great because you can move them around in the space and utilize them wherever needed.
And one thing we didn't talk about on the front porch, but I've noticed is a consistency between the front and the back porch are those lanterns.
Yes.
So it seems like to me that those can be utilized in a lot of different ways, but also add a little bit of flair and coziness to it as well.
Yes, I like it, and not to mention the light.
Yeah.
But yes, and you can also accent those with some nice little ribbons. You can do berries, you can do apples, anything in there to, again, keep the same feel to what we're trying to do.
Yeah, but before we go, I just have to point out the mirror and the shelf in this space. I feel like this is something that, especially if you have a smaller space and you don't have room for an outdoor table, that's at least a way you can not take much space up from your, your back patio, but do so much with it.
Exactly, and I can even see serving
yeah.
Meals or little treats or whatever right on that little shelf.
Yeah, and Dwayne and I were talking that, a lot of people would think that some of this ceramic stuff is too fragile to maybe leave out all year. He's like, oh, this stuff was here literally during all the freeze when we got down to those single, digit temperatures and no problems whatsoever. So it really does seem like these are very sturdy, very multifunctional, and just a good investment.
Absolutely, absolutely, and they're so versatile.
Yeah, and if blue and white's not your thing, they make these in solid colors as well. So I mean, you could easily go with an all white and just make it, timeless and classic, and being able to utilize it however you need to.
Absolutely.
All right, again, go online, visit them, shop, come by the store, and we'll see you next time.